This is the code in action video for Chapter 11. In Chapter 11, we learned how to migrate an existing React class components project to React hooks. In the first code example of Chapter 11, we created a small to-do application using React class components. We started with a mockup just like we did in the earlier chapters for our blog application, and then implemented the components using class components. As we can see, we can create a new task, press the Add button, and it will insert the task. We can check items and we can remove them. We can also filter items by all active to-dos, all completed to-dos, or showing all to-dos active and completed. So let's take a look at the code. As we can see, we used class components to implement our application. There's a couple of problems with class components that we have already discussed throughout the book. For example, that we have to rebind to this context for methods, that we have to define component did mount and component did update, which in this case we do not need because we only fetch to-dos on mount, and that we have to write a lot of boilerplate code. So as we can see, this is the full code for the class components. We can also take a look at the other components. We all need to rebind to this context, set the initial state like this, and so on. In the second code example of Chapter 11, we refactored this existing application to React hooks. As we can see, the application still works the same way as before. We can enter a new task, add it, we can check items, we can remove items, we can filter by active, completed, or all. However, this time the code is implemented with React hooks. As we can see here, instead of using class state, we just used a reducer hook, which greatly simplified our logic in the app component. We also used an effect hook instead of component did mount and a separate method. And we used a memo hook to save the state of the filtered to-dos, so when the state does not change, we are not actually re-rendering, recomputing the filtered to-dos. We then also defined our handler methods for the various actions. And as you can see, the code is already much more easy to read and more concise. We have 65 lines of code here, and compared to this, we have in app.js, we have 110. So our code is much more concise with the hook-based solution.